Naam, yogis and yoginis. I am Ardaas Singh. I am Spanish. I was born in Mallorca, a little island in the Mediterranean, in a family of pretty spiritual people. My father was a Hatha yogi since I was, a baby and a child. I remember waking up in the morning and he would be doing his yoga in the morning. And in the evening, my mother would be praying and meditating and doing her meditations with crystals and stuff. So I come from a pretty special family. My sister is also in the Kundalini yoga world, but she, even from very little, she was always interested in the spiritual. And for a while, a little bit, I was too, and I practiced a little bit of yoga with my father, and when I was little, and chanted some mantras. However, I tried to get away as far as I could in my youth, and I became an atheist and agnostic, and anything you can do to go as far as possible from a spiritual life. And I became a scientist, an engineer, actually. And that didn't work out too well. Here I am. After many years going away from the spirituality, I found my way back to try to understand first some questions which science could not explain. And then, maybe that yoga thing from my parents had something to say. And that's how I started to come back to yoga. First mantra yoga, slowly Kundalini yoga became important, relevant, and especially Karam, Kriya, the numerology from my spiritual teacher, Ardaas Singh. And in this channel, I hope to explore many different concepts from yogic philosophy and from numerology. And particularly, I'm interested about how Kundalini yoga taught by Yogi Bhajan has a very ancient root. And it doesn't originate with Yogi Bhajan, and he actually studied with many teachers. And you can see the presence of these teachings in the Kriyas and the meditations that we practice. And I'm very interested to read classical texts and see what do they bring us, and what is relevant to us and what is not relevant, what we shouldn't bring to our present. My objective is not to mix traditions, is to hold the purity of the teachings, but is to be more informed into what we are doing, how we can evolve and refine our practice in our Kundalini yoga tradition, but not bring things from the outside, but rather discovering kind of our roots and maybe find inspiration in other branches of different spiritual traditions, not necessarily yoga, but find things that may align with us and may bring explanations to things that maybe we don't understand, that we do it in some way and we don't know why we do them in that way. So this is my purpose. Because I became a scientist, I have a very scientific mind, and I like to do research and explore what the modern science has to say about some of the things that we mention in yoga, and especially things that kind of prove what we do. Not that we need any demonstration, not that we need any proof, not that we feel like insecure about these teachings. But it's always interesting when science kind of shows, oh, look, this is happening because this and because that. And I like science. I enjoy science. And I think it can help us, specifically our Western rational analytical mind. It can put the mind at ease to see, oh, you see, so there is something to this yoga after all. Science confirms it. So now all these other things that I don't know about, maybe they have something too. So let's experiment, no? Yoga is all about doing experiments, but inside the body. Science is experiments outside the body. So I'm all about doing experiments. I'm particularly interested in Karam Kriya, and I will bring the angle from Karam Kriya into the teachings. And I'll mainly separate the videos in these two, yoga and Karam Kriya, but you can feel the connections very, very easily. Thank you for dropping by. I hope you enjoy the channel and enjoy these videos that are available. And if subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and like the videos if you like them, and comment them. It helps for the channel, and it helps for me to interact with you, to know what everybody is interested about. Sat Nam.